the Eastern traditions hold on to their symbols. Through symbols they speak. In fact, my country is a land of non-verbal communication. Many old cultures were cultures of non-verbal communication. They didn't believe in talking. They believed in just understanding silently through symbols. The color of your dress means something. The jewelry you wear symbolizes whether the person is married or not married. Even that you can tell. If you're married and if you're a widow, another symbolic representation. When you meet people, when you see people, you know exactly which stage in life they are at. Without opening your mouth, without asking them, hey, are you married? Can I date you? All that doesn't come. Why? Because symbols are highly pronounced in the Eastern traditions. And so we grow up with them. That's all I want to say. We grow up with them. And in the Vedic model, there is a culture, you grow up with this culture where there are contemplative practices, visualizing the cosmic being, visualizing the sun, visualizing the fire deity, different visualizations we have. And visualization, as I mentioned, is superimposing on the lower a higher. So on a piece of cloth, you superimpose your country and you salute. You may say a superimposition is a delusion. That's what they said. That's a delusion because it's not true. If there is a pole, and you're walking in the dark and you see a ghost, what is that? You're deluded, right? It's a delusion. And that's a superimposition. So how do you make a separation between a delusion where you don't see something for what it is and you call it something else, like saluting your nation on a flag? Is that not a delusion? Is that not what is it? So we make a separation. When you call a cloth, that is the truth. If you consciously superimpose the higher on a lower object to give it a form, that is called a superimposition, a conscious superimposition. If on a pole you see a ghost, or on a rope you see suddenly a snake and get afraid, all that is lying there is a rope, that's called a delusion and not a superimposition. So when it happens to you, it is a delusion. When you consciously do it, it's a superimposition. And in the Vedic tradition, we superimpose in fire the deity and call it a contemplation, a contemplative practice where deities or higher worlds are superimposed in the objects of the lower world. They become contemplative practices to train the mind to hold a form. It is a training of the mind to hold a practice. It is not even Vedantic meditation. We are not even entered into the spiritual teachings. These are all essential to daily life, are these practices of upasana. They are known as upasana.